Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a brief survey. How many of you guys here are familiar with the show Friends? Well, how you doing? Now, you guys are probably wondering what Joey's signature line has to do with my speech. Well, actually, it's not relevant at all. But, now that I have you guys' attention, let me introduce to you guys one of my very own personal favorite dishes from Nicaragua, gallo pinto. Now, something as simple as food can actually go a long way when you discover that it's not so simple, when it helps you become in touch with your roots, and at the same time teaches you a little bit about yourself. So, today I'm hoping that you guys leave away with two key pieces of knowledge. The first, being a little bit about gallo pinto and its history in Nicaragua, and the second, a little bit about me and how this has been a huge part of my life and my family. So, I'm going to start off by answering the question you guys are probably all asking, what is it made of? And it's actually very difficult to make. You need two things, rice and beans. So, obviously, that was a joke, obviously. It's a very basic dish to make. You only need rice and beans, but the name itself, fun fact, the name itself, gallo pinto, means spotted rooster, which basically means that it's like a rooster that has like spots on it. So that's where the name came from, because when you mix the two things, the rice and the beans, you get a kind of like a mixed look, as you guys can see. It's all bunched up right here, but it's supposed to look mixed up. And a funny myth about that, there's actually a theory that the reason why it's called gallo pinto is because natives of Nicaragua actually wanted to trick people into thinking that there's meat in it, even though there isn't meat. But the purpose of making people think that there's meat is because they want them to feel like they're eating like a poor dish, which, I mean, it kind of is. But, I mean, Nicaragua isn't financially like a powerhouse, so that's kind of what you got to settle with. But another fun fact about gallo pinto, there's actually a debate between where it originated, because Costa Rica claims it that it originated there, and Nicaragua claims that it originated there. So it's kind of like this whole feud over where it originated. But personally, I don't think it matters. I think it's a good dish to have, and it's pretty good. It's really good. It's a really good meal. And there's actually another fun fact that it's believed that it actually wasn't made up by neither Nicaragua or Costarricenses, that it was actually brought over by Afro-Latino immigrants to Latin America. So I guess nobody really wins that debate. It's just a matter of like whether or not you enjoy the dish and where you're eating it. And now let me tell you guys a little bit about why I identify with this culture. Now, personally, my mom's from Nicaragua. I've never been there, and it's not looking like I'm gonna go anytime soon. But so I really love my mom. So I really love everything she loves, and she's a huge fanatic of gallo pinto. She loves the dish. She's introduced it to me when I was a little kid, and at first I wasn't really too thrilled about it, because I mean, rice and beans. I mean, for dinner, it's kind of like, it's, you don't get excited about that. But then after a while, it was like, oh, it was pretty good. And then my brother loved it, and then I loved it, and then like my whole family, we don't eat it like every day, but we eat it often. And I mean, most of us, that's what we do. Right? We always have to have rice and beans with whatever you eat, chicken, shrimp. I mean, that's probably not a good mix, but like stuff like that. And so, okay, my mom's she's from Nicaragua. She's actually from the capital, Managua. But long story short, apparently I guess like her whole family had to migrate because there was some earthquakes, and I don't know where they were at exactly, but there was some earthquakes in Nicaragua. So all my family lives in Guatemala. So that's probably why you won't find me in Nicaragua anytime soon. Because if I were to go visit, I'd go visit in Guatemala, all my family. And so that is yes. So okay. So aside from so as you guys can see, food is not something that's simple, because it helps you realize where your roots are, where you came from, and at the same time, while learning about your roots, you can learn a little bit about yourself, which is what this food item has told me about myself. It's told me about my mother, where she's come from, why her family doesn't live where they were born, and stuff like that. And hopefully you guys learned a little bit about gallo pinto, which is rice and beans. Hopefully you guys you go home, make it on your own, try it out. Hopefully you guys look into your own history, because it's something it's really worthwhile, and you'll discover a lot of cool things. And okay, and I want to end off by asking you guys one more question. Not how you doing.